feels great to be a TY Tiger.
And just the energy behind us and the support behind us, there was nothing like it.
I'll always be proud to say that I'm a TY Tiger.
And I wouldn't want to graduate anywhere else but here, you know.
My name is Marnice Harris, and I'm the principal at Mansfield Senior High School. Today, I welcome the class of 2020 and the community of Mansfield in this new, exciting commencement ceremony. To honor America, please take time with us in your home to stand and join the singing of our national anthem by Miss Clover France.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, they gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Clover. I now welcome our class president, Mr. Cameron Todd.
Before I get started, you're probably wondering why I'm dressed like this. I'm dressed as your local Tiger supporter because I support all my fellow students in all their accomplishments they've had this year 2020. It's been rough. We got a new principal, new superintendent, new rules, new diseases coming out, enabling us to be face-to-face in our graduation, and that's tough. But the most I can do is support you guys through the camera, so that's why I'm dressed like this. I'm dressed as a supporter for all your guys' accomplishments. We've been thrown a bit of a curveball, and sometimes that's how life goes. It was a bit of curveball for me coming over as a sophomore. The last 2 months of school, it was tough. Didn't know many teachers, didn't know many students, didn't know the bell schedule. Curriculum was a little different, and that was around the time that finals was starting. So that was really hard for me, but what solidified my spot as a Tiger actually was in second grade. And we had a spelling test, and the theme was animals, and I spelled tiger with a Y. My teacher asked me, why'd you spell tigers with a Y? Why was it TY Tigers? I was like, Miss Sonics, it's on the billboard. Every time I drive by some sort of billboard, or I have any local sports team, sure, my dad used to coach for the TY Tigers. I saw some pictures. I was like, my whole life I've known TY. It took me about 2 years into fourth grade. I realized that Tigers was officially spelled with the I, but we're different. There's nothing wrong with being a little different. I mean, being around Mansfield, being in Mansfield, being part of Mansfield, you're always looked at different. People always got standards set for you, but we break the standard. We're breaking out of the ordinary, especially with the new staff that we have. I feel like we're on our way up. We're on the rise with education and athletics and just the whole demeanor of the school, really. I'm blessed to be a part of it, actually. I'm sad I can't see you guys right now, but this is just about to be short and sweet because I know you guys will probably want to get to your guys' graduation, but hey, it was fun. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for taking me in as your class president, as your quarterback, and as your friend. And I honestly wish nothing but the best for you guys. I love you guys for real. Thank you guys for everything you've done for me. I'll always be a TY Tiger for life. Tiger Pride Citywide.
I would like to welcome several guests and individuals who have made this a remarkable year. Ms. Renda Klein, our board president, Mr. Gary Fagan, Mr. Chris Ellswick, Cheryl Weber, and Ms. Linda Golden. And how could we forget our great superintendent, Mr. Sam Jefferson? I would also like to recognize Stephen Rizzo, our Chief Academic Officer, Andrea Moyer, our Director of School Improvement, and our Interim Treasurer, Ms. Jill Smith. I would like to take the time to thank the staff of Mansfield Senior High School. With this being my first year, we have endured some ups and downs. I would like to thank you, each one of you, for the warm welcome, the warm embrace, and the hard work you have put in this school year. It has been a ride, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our school board president, Ms. Renda Klein.
Hello, class of 2020. I am Renda Klein, president of the Mansfield City Schools Board of Education. Your commencement is a very important event and should trigger many more important and memorable events. It is not a final destination, but a milestone you have met on this journey called life. I'd like to share with you a poem I've shared with many classes before you. I hope it encourages you to continue to make good choices about your life and the legacy you create. You're already off to a great start, and I am so very proud of you. This poem is titled The Dash, written by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following dates with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. For what matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect, and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? On behalf of the Mansfield City Schools Board of Education, I congratulate you, class of 2020. Go make positive changes wherever your journey takes you. Remember to be your best you and live your best dash. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce this year's salutatorian. She has chosen to challenge herself with our school's most rigorous course offerings. She spends much of her time engaged in extracurricular activities, including marching band, in which she is the field commander, varsity softball, National Honor Society, is the treasurer of the senior class, and volunteers as a tutor, and she is employed in a part-time job. She will be attending The Ohio State University to major in biology pre-medicine. Congratulations to the class of 2020 salutatorian, Ms. Brianna English.
Class of 2020, we have finally made it to the moment we have all been waiting for. This is not how any of us envisioned this moment, but the circumstances do not diminish the significance that this all holds. Today we go from student to graduate. We are now a part of the real world. Over the years, our class has been through a lot. Many of us were born in the wake of 9/11. We have dealt with numerous bomb threats, protests, and lockdowns, and now we are facing another bump in the road. However, we are the class of prosperity, because despite all the aforementioned bad, we are still here today. We have had successful school dances, assemblies, and sports seasons. We have watched each other grow. The class of 2020 is one for the books. We are the class that Mansfield Senior High will never forget. One of my favorite short poems is from the book Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. It says, "Of course I want to be successful, but I don't want success for me. I want to be successful to gain enough milk and honey to help those around me succeed." The single most beautiful thing about a person is their selflessness. It is so utterly important as a society that we are willing to give to those who are struggling, that we uplift those who are down. We're all here today because someone helped us when we were down. It could have been help with an assignment, help at home, or help with your feelings. Whether it is high school or the real world, one thing is always true. We need others to make it through. Class of 2020, I charge you to take joy in helping others, to feel yourself lifted up when you do good by others. I believe that it will be our class that will bring communities together all over the nation. It started this fall during football season, and it has continued through this pandemic. We all share in each other's trials as well as each other's victories. As I think back on my time at senior high, I think of all the potential for greatness there is here. This class will become doctors, artists, lawyers, politicians, professional athletes, teachers, preachers, tradesmen, entrepreneurs, nurses, governors, mayors, mothers, fathers, sergeants, colonels, and so much more. Some of us will be so successful that others will brag and say, "I went to high school with them." I believe that one way or another, all of us will become what we aspire to be, even if some of us don't know what that is yet. I am so proud of every single one of us that is crossing this monumental finish line. We couldn't have done it alone, so I would like to take a moment to thank some important people. I want to thank my mom and my dad for always supporting me and pushing me forward, my grandma and grandpa, Danny Cameron IV and his family, and my church family at Kingdom Grace Fellowship Church. I love all of you so much. I would also like to thank a few teachers. Thank you, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Clausen, and Mr. Watson for always being a constant support, and thank you, Mr. Kentosh, for all your kind affirmations. Class, it is important that you all thank the important people in your life. Tell them what they mean to you and how much you appreciate them, because they are your loudest cheerleaders. Community members, staff, and parents, this class will amaze you. Keep a lookout in the paper and on the news, because the class of 2020 is going to do great things.
I now have the honor of introducing this year's valedictorian. This young woman has excelled in every academic challenge that she has encountered. She has succeeded in a multitude of honors, advanced placement, and college credit plus classes, even taking classes on college campus. She skipped the entire 8th grade. She has made a positive impact in her school through her extracurricular involvement. She has participated in several activities, including National Honor Society, Student Council, OCC Leadership, Key Club, and is captain of the varsity soccer team, all while maintaining employment and excellent academic standing. She will be attending Wright State University to major in biology, medical engineering, pre-medicine. Congratulations to the class of 2020 valedictorian, Miss Addison Van Houten.
Welcome Mansfield Senior graduates and guests. Although the circumstances we face are not ideal, it is an honor to stand before you as the class of 2020's valedictorian. I personally want to thank my friends, parents, and teachers who have supported me all throughout the years. I would also like to thank my friend Maddie Wade, who has been by my side all throughout high school. I love you. I would not be here today without them, and I owe them all tremendous gratitude. When I was given the news that I would be valedictorian, I was ecstatic until I realized that I would have to give this speech. I've never been one for speeches, as you are all about to witness. But in all seriousness, to be speaking to you all is to be speaking from a stance of resilience. As a part of this class, I can rightfully confirm that throughout all the ongoing troubles of life, all of these graduates have time and time again prevailed. We've experienced tragedies and losses, and we have counterattacked them with strong mindsets and the determination to be successful. I am confident that this final obstacle of the outbreak of COVID-19 is no different. Unlike previous seniors, we did not get to savor experiences such as a senior prom, senior ditch day, a final locker cleanout, getting one last dress code violation or tardy slip, or even hearing the bell ring for the last time. However, we have come together to make the best of a bleak situation. With a class comprising of a state qualifying football team, a selection of art students who have been recognized on a professional level, a state qualifier for wrestling, a bowling team that sent 2 members off to regionals, and a collection of people from all different journeys and backgrounds, we stand on the markings of history, ready to accomplish anything. I definitely made the right choice to leave the class of 2021 and join the class of 2020. As we transition into this new world of adulthood, I wish you all the best as you embark on your dreams, whether it be into the workforce, attending a university or vocational school, or the military. I believe you can all achieve greatness. Although I had many happy memories from high school, I can wholeheartedly say that I am glad to be wrapping up this chapter of my life and starting a new one. As I continue on, I will forever hold Tiger pride in my heart. I, Addison Van Houten, am signing off from the class of 2020.
And now I would like to introduce the superintendent of the Mansfield City Schools, Mr. Stan Jefferson.
Congratulations, members of the Mansfield Senior High class of 2020. Congratulations to you and to your families. Graduates, you have worked hard to reach this milestone. Barely 3 months ago, we were looking forward to planning and enjoying the excitement of a traditional Tiger commencement in Pete Henry's Gymnasium. But COVID-19 changed those plans, not only for us, but for graduating classes throughout Ohio and the nation. While the virus has turned our lives upside down in so many ways, it can do nothing to diminish the enormous pride we have in you or the depth of our love for you. Graduation marks the point where you make the first major decision about your future. Many of you have already made that first decision. You will move on to college, the military, or the workforce. If college is your choice, you have already decided your major course of study. If you have not, don't worry. For many, college is the time that true interests are discovered. If the military is your choice, you will have the opportunity to choose amazing areas of study in the armed forces of the 21st century, including some of the most advanced technology in the world. If you are moving into the workforce, you will have advanced training options offered by your employer. Take advantage of them. They will help bolster your career. As you take your next step, I want to share the advice of Michael Dell, Chairman and CEO of Dell Computer, in his commencement speech at the University of Texas in 2003. As you start your journey, Mr. Dell told the graduates, the first thing you should do is throw away that store-bought map and begin to draw your own. What did he mean by that? Did he mean that we should throw away the advice of your parents, your teachers, your counselors? No, not at all. What he meant was this: now you must trust your own intuition. the passion in your gut to chart the course of your future. Others will give you well-meaning advice, but it is the voice inside you that whispers, "This is what I want you to do with my life." Perhaps you have shared your goals with others. Perhaps you have not. Either way, your future success and happiness depends upon your commitment to work hard for what you want in life. Just as COVID-19 has caused adversity for all of us, at times you will face adversity in your life. You will experience failure in some form. Most of us have. Don't be afraid of failure. Learn from it. Pick yourself up, move forward, and renew determination. You can and you will succeed. You leave Mansfield Senior High at a time of rapidly advancing technology that impacts virtually every aspect of our lives. We measure the flow of internet information in megabytes, kilobytes, gigabytes. But you already know that. You are technologically savvy. Many of you have shown your parents and grandparents how to program and use their smartphones. There is no question that technology has improved our lives in so many ways. But at the same time, it has created unintended distances between us. How much time do we spend staring into our smartphones? How often do we text instead of talk? Relationship with others are vital points and parts of our lives. I urge you today to always recognize the importance of building and nurturing relationships. And I caution you to avoid actions that might cause hurt to others. As you move through life, be kind, be thoughtful, be considerate. In 2008, Larry Lucchino, then the president of the Boston Red Sox, was asked to be the commencement speaker at Boston University. Mr. Lucchino offered much of the traditional advice to graduates, but then he added this: life is not about warming yourself by the fire. Life is about building the fire. And generosity is the match. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. I leave you with that thought, members of the class of 2020. We are proud of you, we love you, and we know that the TY Tiger Roar will echo in the success and happiness of your futures. Thank you.
Madam President, at this time, I certify the class of 2020 has met the graduation requirements set forth by the State of Ohio and Mansfield City Schools. I present to you the graduating class of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. On behalf of the Mansfield City Schools Board of Education, I accept the class of 2020. Congratulations, graduates.
Good morning. My name is Winston Green, and I proudly serve the Mansfield City Schools as the District Test Coordinator, and I have the honor, and indeed is an honor, to introduce the class of 2020. Margaret Allred. Ward Ams. Cornell Barber. Naira Bentley. Ryan Bettis. Terry Bishop. Anastasia Bowersock. Mylisha Bradley. Our next graduate is Stephen Brooks McBride. Brooklyn Brown. Gavin Brown. Lodanian Brown. Jalen Bruce. Gary Butler. David Carey. Christian Carroll. Clay Caudill. Raven Clem. Our next graduate is Bailey Compton. Our next graduate is Isabel Cortez.
I'm so proud to be a graduate of senior high, being a Tiger, something I'll always cherish. I'll always be proud to say that I'm a TY Tiger.
It's great. I mean, I wouldn't want to graduate anywhere else but here, you know. The teachers, they always want to work with you, and it's just the best environment to be around.
My experience at Mansfield Senior High was good. I loved it. I loved the experience and everything I got to accomplish, and it feels amazing to be a graduate from here.
I'll just remember all my friends, all my teachers that I hanged out with for these past years. Definitely my remember my sports. Definitely those. I'm definitely going to miss those more than anything else. So I'll remember that forever.
My choir concerts and all of my favorite teachers and just being here every day. I would do anything to just do one regular day again.
It means the world. You know, I wouldn't want to be at any other school. You know, we've had our fair share of 4 years. You know, our goods, our bads, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Our next graduate is Foxy Quartz. Our next graduate is Elena Crane. Our next graduate is Ayana Crawford.
Good luck, everyone.
Our next graduate is Aiden Kreider. Our next graduate is Jordan Dorr. Our next graduate is Caitlin Dole. Our next graduate is Cyrus Ellerby.
Been a blessing. Let's go.
Our next graduate is Brianna English. Our next graduate is Janasia Evans. Our next graduate is Shalom Ewing. Our next graduate is J. Janae Fagan. Our next graduate is Nasir Foster. Our next graduate is Clover France. Our next graduate is Alicia Franklin.
I want to give a special thanks to all my friends and my family and my teachers, and congratulations to the class of 2020. I love you all.
Our next graduate is Breasia Fuller. Our next graduate is Jaime Garcia Arrojo. Our next graduate is Akira Garrison.
To the Mansfield Senior High Class of 2020, I'm Larry Obhoff, your state senator, and it is my privilege to congratulate you on your graduation from high school. I know that you've worked incredibly hard for this day, and I can't imagine how disappointing it is to have one of the most celebratory moments of your life disrupted. But I am humbled and impressed by the strength and resilience that you've shown in the face of adversity. As our state's future leaders, I have no doubt that your class will take this hardship and turn it into triumph for the good of the entire world. Again, on behalf of the Ohio Senate, I congratulate you, and I wish you all continued health, happiness, and success in the future.
Our next graduate is Hunter Getz. Our next graduate is Kyra Gonzalez. Our next graduate is Ashley Graves. Our next graduate is Elijah Gross. Our next graduate is Angelo Gross. Our next graduate is Tyler Gross. Our next graduate is Gabriel Gurney. Our next graduate is Candace Hall. Our next graduate is Madeline Hamilton.
I'd like to thank my family and Mr. Holden for always being there for me. He was like the family of the school. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Araya Ham. Our next graduate is Donovan Haney. Our next graduate is Tanner Harless. Our next graduate is Darren Harris. Our next graduate is Destiny Harris. Our next graduate is Anthony Hawkins III. Our next graduate is Tyler Henry. Next graduate is Drake Hill.
Thank you for the experience.
Our next graduate is Cyrus Hawk.
Congratulations.
Our next graduate is Dariana Hood. Our next graduate is Iyanla Horn.
I just want to shout out all my family, all my friends, Yasneek, Jalen, Foxy, and those are you guys are my main friends. I love you guys to death. Thanks for always being there. Thanks to my family, and RIP to my loved ones who couldn't be here today.
got the will and the skill to survive. Rising up, straight to the top. Down the guts and the glory. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the creep of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last of survivors lost his prey in the night.
next graduate is Marnay Hoy. Our next graduate is Joshua Hupp. Our next graduate is Jawan Irving.
Go TY Tigers, you know?
Our next graduate is Cameron Ison. Our next graduate is Cy Ison. Wilda James. Our next graduate is Alexandria Jamerson. Our next graduate is Kylie Jarvis.
And we out.
Our next graduate is Wade Jarvis. Our next graduate is Akira Johnson. Our next graduate is Gabriella Johnson.
I would like to thank my family for showing their non-stop support and my hard work. Just thank you.
Our next graduate is Kamari Johnson. Our next graduate is Laterica Johnson. Our next graduate is DeAndrea Jones. Our next graduate is Kaylee Jones. Our next graduate is Olivia Jones. next graduate is Taylon Jones. Our next graduate is McKaylin Justice. Our next graduate is Devin Nip.
Class of 2020, let's go. Shout out to all my friends and family behind me and everyone who helped me get here. Let's go.
Our next graduate is Lewis Lambert, Jr. Our next graduate is Talia Lanier. Our next graduate is Stephanie Lindsay. Our next graduate is Mariah Little. Our next graduate is Tiana Lloyd.
2020, class of 2020. I miss all you guys, love all you guys. We did it. Even though, COVID took, a little bit of what we had going on, but we still made it. 2020, period. Yeah, congrats, Tiana. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Jeremiah Lowe. Our next graduate is Henry Lloyd. Our next graduate is Faith Lyons. Our next graduate is Joshua Lyons.
I'd like to shout out all my boys that helped me out on the hard days. We got better things to come.
It means a lot to me because I've been going to Mansfield Senior, city schools my whole life, so to graduate from here, it means a lot to me. I love this city and I love the people here, so it just means a lot.
I don't know, it means something great to me. Our school, our football team, our sports team, they did their thing this year, so, it feels great to be a TY Tiger.
Here at high school, it was
always a welcoming environment. The teachers were always very kind and always ready to help. It's been the best experience it could be.
Oh, it was fun. I think it definitely was a good atmosphere. You know, everybody is pretty social. I loved all my teachers, and I think overall it was just a good place to be.
There were a lot of ups and downs, more ups than downs. It was a really exciting time. I met a lot of great people, great teachers, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
I miss meeting all my lifetime friends. I built so many connections here with so many beautiful people, beautiful personalities, so many wonderful teachers. But mostly I miss my beautiful, wonderful choir program that I love so dearly.
I miss lunch and walking through the halls with my friends, just enjoying myself, laughing.
The experience was great. I met a lot of friends that I've been friends with for years. Football seasons, Friday nights, lit. I love all my teachers, especially Ms. Johnson. She showed me what I want to do for my career. It's never an experience like the Tiger experience.
I just know that we've overcome this pandemic. We've overcome so many other things throughout the year, and I know we're gonna get through whatever goes our way.
It means a lot. We accomplished a lot. We've been through a lot here, and when you get to this moment, you will feel amazing.
Our next graduate is Adelaida Marks. Our next graduate is Matthew Mays.
Just want to give a special shout out to my homegirl. Her name's Kiera. Special shout out to my boys, RL, Tony, Zane, everybody in Krabby Crew. Y'all made this possible. Thank you. Love you all.
Our next graduate is Blair McClenathan. Our next graduate is Jonna Melton. Our next graduate is Roger Merrill III.
Shout out to family. Shout out Ms. Harris. Appreciate her. Shout out Mr. Green. Appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Benjamin Miller. Our next graduate is Elizabeth Miller. Our next graduate is Samara Miller. Our next graduate is Cyrese Miller. Our next graduate is Jance Neal.
I would like to give a shout out to my family and everyone here, and I'd like to thank everyone over the years.
Our next graduate is Vanika Netter. Our next graduate is Yaznique Nixon.
Period. I did that. I want to give a shout out to my mom, all my friends and family. Yala, Jalen, Foxy. Long live K40.
Our next graduate is Savannah Norris. Our next graduate is Anthony Oliveri.
I just wanted to say a special thank you to my family, friends, and teachers. I mean, you're really the only reason I'm here. So, I mean, we're graduated 2020. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Ayana Osborne. Our next graduate is Jaheim Osborne. Our next graduate is Michael Pacheco Carbone. Our next graduate is Orion Parks. Our next graduate is Nicolas Pascual Ballesteros.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Our next graduate is LeBrian Patrick.
All right. I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom, my dad for being here, you know, helping me, motivating me to get there where I want to do. But now I'm going to go to college at Ohio State, and then I'm going to take up engineering, and it's only up from there.
Our next graduate is Ashley Pauley.
Thanks, Pops.
Our next graduate is Kylie Peltier. Our next graduate is Angel Perry.
Our next graduate is Torian Fennessy.
Hey, Terrell. I did it, Grandpa.
Our next graduate is Victory Pounds.
I want to give a shout out to my family and my older brother for all their encouragement throughout the years.
Our next graduate is Samantha Prater. Our next graduate is Kylie Ramsey. Our next graduate is Avery Rankin. Our next graduate is Michael Ray.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. Everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. Now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends, and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. Send my best friend an apologetic text, he says to come over. Well, the whole damn town has been waiting for the day when you would come back here. There was dancing and talking and steaks on the grill, and I think that I will be alright. And my ex from high school still looks just the same as she did back in 2009. Not gonna wait till the morning, let's never put the night on night. Never put the night on ice. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends, and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. And they all said I was crazy.
Our next graduate is Troy Rhine. next graduate is Nathan Robinson. Our next graduate is Jordan Rowland. Our next graduate is Destiny Rutter. Our next graduate is Nicholas Sayers.
Shout out to my friends and family that all supported me all through my 4 years. Really, they're the biggest fans out there for me and everything. And I just want to say thank you to everyone.
Our next graduate is Payne Schlegel.
I'd like to thank my tutor, my recruiter, Staff Sergeant Danielson, and my parents, and my brother, and my girlfriend too. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Olivia Snyder.
To my best friends in the class of 2020, I wish you nothing but happiness and success. I love you.
Our next graduate is Alexander Spencer.
Thank you, school, for inspiring me, and my family who have supported me and inspired me to get to this point where I am now.
Our next graduate is Zachariah Spurlock. Our next graduate is Destiny Steele.
I am so happy to attend senior high, and I love everyone from this school. Love you all.
Our next graduate is Logan Stewart.
I guess I'd like to thank my dad and my mom, and my brothers over there, Jacob, Caleb, Thomas, Avery, Trace, Iris, all my family, and my boy Caleb, who's waiting outside. That's pretty much that.
Our next graduate is Cameron Taylor. Our next graduate is Zane Taylor.
And I just want to thank all my friends and family. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And class of 2020, let's go.
Our next graduate is Cameron Todd.
First of all, shout out to God.
Grandpa couldn't see this, but this is for him. This is for my friend Cam, who passed away. This is for all the teachers, all my family and friends in Ontario, too, as well as Mansfield. Thank you. God bless.
Our next graduate is Aurel Tosca. Our next graduate is Willie Tootle. Our next graduate is Addison Van Houten. Our next graduate is Madeline Wade.
I'm 100 and I'm getting it. Como Lomo, luxury. I'm a Niger up in this. When I turn up, you know I'm on my. Yes, I'm on my. Yes, I'm on my. I'm so. Yes, I am so. I'm on my.
This is a brotherhood that I'm really proud to be part of. It feels great, and I think our work ethic and our discipline, trust in the coach is going to take us a lot farther.
Hours on my job late. Grinding so hard, keeping up the work rate. Swerving through the board till I checkmate. Hopping the level till I reach the skyscraper. I'm so high right now. The smell of success got me so lean right now. Tracks upon tracks, I got them stacked up now. I take them home, they
something people need to know about TY right now.
Hey, if you don't got the juice, then he can't be with us, man. You gotta have the juice. You gotta have the tiger juice.
That's okay, I got some season.
Seniors, step forward. Gentlemen, you have just made school history. No other Tiger football team has ever advanced this far in the state championships. You are the most successful team to ever wear the Tiger uniform. You are the first football team to play in the state championships from Richland County. Make no doubt, you are the pride of Richland County.
Our next graduate is Sierra Wade.
I want to give a big shout out to all my family and friends who have helped me along this journey. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Cheyenne Watts.
We did it.
Our next graduate is Sarah Wayman.
Hi, I'd like to give a shout out to all my friends and family and my sweetheart Joshua Lyons. Love you.
Our next graduate is Andrew White. Our next graduate is Sydney Whitson.
I would like to thank my two favorite teachers, Mr. Faldy and Mr. Freitag. Mr. Freitag was my band teacher, and he was always hard on me and always believed I could do everything I set my mind to. And Mr. Faldy was the most laid-back, caring teacher. He was like my grandfather, so I want to thank them.
Our next graduate is Asia Witt.
I would like to thank all my teachers, and I would like to thank my auntie Keisha. She couldn't make it today, but I would also like to thank my mom and everybody who supported me, and my grandma and my auntie Opacita. Oh my God.
Our next graduate is Elizabeth Weil.
I'd just like to thank my family and all my teachers.
Our next graduate is Aaliyah Williams.
I want to say thank you to my mom and dad and my boyfriend and my sisters. And I want to say shout out to Ashley and Dariana.
Our next graduate is Zenobia Williams.
I want to say thank you to my mom for helping me get through everything and all my teachers. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Keelan Winham.
I want to thank my friends, my family, coaching staff, teachers, and that's it. Thank you. God bless.
Our next graduate is Matthew Workman.
I'd like to shout out to my mom for being there with me. I thought I would never graduate in time, and I'm glad to graduate because I feel like a man now.
One piece of advice: don't take anything you do in high school for granted. This 4 years, some people say it's the best, some people say it's the worst. I'll definitely tell you, you can make it the best however you choose to do that. Just make sure you're happy through all 4 years.
Do not take your high school career for granted. You'll remember these memories forever and ever, and it's something you really want to, take hold of and remember.
Cherish these moments. It doesn't last forever, and all the stupid drama is not worth it. You're gonna have so much fun, and just be positive all the time.
Have fun, do your work, but at the same time, just have fun,
Listen to your teachers and stay focused. Don't let all these other dudes get in your head. Stay focused and achieve your goals.
Stay in the books, listen to your teachers, and just enjoy high school, it's what you make it.
Just treasure every single moment. I know that sounds so cheesy, but coming from me not having a full graduation, please just treasure every single ounce of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, just everything, because you'll miss it.
Meet new people, talk to everyone, try sports for sure, try new things. That's where you develop and get better opportunities.
Be friends with people who's pushing you to do better, and just don't let no one tell you can't do it, just you reach for the stars.
Listen in class and understand what the material is, because if you don't, then you're gonna get lost.
Make new friends and definitely keep up on your grades because it's very important, and just have fun because when this moment's over, you're gonna look back and wish you can come back.
Trust certain people and don't always think someone's gonna be your friend because you're not always gonna meet people like that. So just keep your grades up and enjoy yourself. That's how you gonna get through high school.